Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Butterfly Experience LLC. I'm hoping that someone can join me today. I had spoke to you, I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, about wanting to discuss emotional intelligence, and wanted to have a discussion today about that and kind of incorporate how our aptitude is not as important as our attitude, how our attitude is more important than our aptitude. Hello, Alvo Johnson. Hey, motorcycle man, vroom, vroom. How you doing today? So I wanted to talk about emotional intelligence and how attitude is better than our aptitude. You see my son back there. Mikhail, stop. No, 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 no. No. Anyway, this is the pitfall of being home, okay? So I'm hoping that I can answer some questions. You want to ask a question? Hello, Lenny. Hey, how you doing? Tell Tiffany I said hello. How you doing? Oh, somebody's calling in. I'm going to decline that because I don't know if I'm supposed to answer that while I'm speaking. I don't know. I want to bring people in, but I think to bring people in, I have to begin to answer the questions. I'm hoping I can pull up my own live from the phone. Oh, here we go. So I'll be able to answer your questions. So if you give me some comments, I want to turn this down. I want to turn this down because I don't want y'all to hear me talking in the background. So what are some questions? It says, I'll let her know. Yes, please do. I see all those beautiful posts. I love that thing that you said, anything works. I think you said it works if you want it to, or if it works if you work for it. You know, that's how you make relationships work. Listen, it takes two people to be involved. Okay. So I wanted to talk about attitude versus aptitude. So a lot of us have aptitude, right? All human beings have a level of intelligence. Some of us have a higher aptitude than others. And what happens is, we think that because we have a good, stop it, son. We think that because we have a good aptitude and we have intelligence, that somehow that means that we have good attitude. And we find in our interpersonal relationships, as well as how we treat ourselves intrapersonally, which I talked a little bit about that on a post briefly, not on a live post, but just a quote. And also when we think about our interpersonal relationships, right? And also just in general, what happens a lot of times is if we don't have the right attitude, it really doesn't matter what our aptitude is. Is that Joey? Hey, Joey. I want to bring you in. I'm hoping I can. It's not giving me that message yet for me to invite somebody in. So I want to see if I can. But I want that when this comes up, I would like to know if you can get in on the video because I don't know how to do that yet. Maybe Lenny can show me how. But, my experience with a lot of leaders, particularly those who have these high positions, and we think about how we see them as nasty sometimes, right? In leadership, they're not very pleasant, things of that nature. At some point in time, no matter who they are, they had to work on their attitude to get where they are, okay? And it takes a certain level of being humble to get where you want to be. You think about Puff Daddy, right? He's a great leader, right? One of our icons for the African American culture. He started out being what? A helper, right? Worked his way up. He even had to get fired to learn how to get himself together, right? We think of other people in business, even Oprah Winfrey, who is an idol for many people. When you think about how she started, it was very she started very humbly and she worked her way up. And so it's important for us to practice humility, and to understand that our attitude is everything, So I wanted to bring somebody in. So give me some questions if you don't mind. I would like y'all to ask me some questions so I can answer them. Of course, this is delayed on my phone. All right, so ask me a question. Let me say that. Ask me a question. So I'm going to type that in. Ask me a question. This is great to just sit out here and be able to talk to you all today, sitting on my little deck here. Very enjoyable. If I didn't have the little guy back there, all of my business. So what's going on, y'all? So what's going on? So okay, so my broadcast got briefly interrupted. I'm sorry. Um, who's there? Oh, hi, hello everybody. Something's going on. My battery, my computer's acting a little goofy. How are you doing, Dana? How you doing, Mama Brenda? Talking about aptitude versus attitude. Kimmy D, Shantae, hey. How y'all doing today? I don't know what's going on with my computer. The battery's a little low here. But it's just so important for us to work on our attitude. I found myself getting frustrated about things and I just had to pull all the way back. It's important for you to pull all the way back and check yourself. You have to self-regulate, and that's a big part of emotional intelligence. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And even if you're right, so what? Is it better to be right or is it better to be happy? Even when we're right doesn't mean we have to showboat it, okay? We can still take it on the chin and learn from that experience. So who's that? Frozen? See you later, Dana. How y'all doing? So I might be frozen, and that's fine. I'll come back another time. Hi, Bishop Patrick Manier. How are you? I'm talking about emotional intelligence. I'm also talking about how it's important for our aptitude, for our attitude to be higher than our aptitude, because we can have aptitude, we can have intelligence, but if we don't have the right attitude, it really doesn't matter. That attitude is everything. How we view things. I'm good. I'm good, Bishop. How you doing today? Yeah, so let me see what else we have here. Oh, you want me to log out and come back in? Okay, I'm going to log out and come back in. All right, so I'll come back. Mwah. See you later.